Hello, fellow yogis. Study after study shows that some of the best things we can do for our health is to move. But if you're a working parent, you know how hard it is to fit any kind of movement, any kind of exercise into your day. So what I propose is a 30-minute, very efficient class. We're going to strengthen, we're going to flow, and we're going to stretch. Let's get started in child pose. On your knees. Tops of your feet are in the mat. Push your hips down over your heels. Let's stretch out those arms, palms flat, head down, forehead down on the mat, and breathe into your body. You can feel your chest and belly against your thighs. One more breath. Now come up on all fours. Hands are stacked beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, neutral spine. Let's do some cat-cows here to lengthen and stretch our lower back up to our shoulders. You're going to inhale and arch your back, look up for cow. And now curl your tailbone under, head comes down, back up to the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Rolling up the spine. Once again, cow. Curl that tailbone to the sky. And curl that tailbone under for cat. One last time. Cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to neutral position. Come to plank, stepping your feet back, straight. Your hands are still under your shoulders. Pull your heels to the back wall to lengthen and energize your legs. Tuck that navel into the tailbone and breathe here. One more time. Now pull those hips up and back to downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. Stretch out those arms. Your shoulders are rolling into the back of the spine. Feel the stretch in your calves, in your ankles, in your hamstrings. Head is down, neck is long. Your gaze is to the back of the room. Pull both heels down to the mat. Now we're going to come to the top of the mat, whether you step up or you want to go ahead and float up. If you're going to float up, you're going to bend your knees, look up, and bring your feet between your hands. Stretch out for Ardha Uttanasana. If you can't reach the floor here, bring your hands to your shins. You can bring your hands to your thighs. You get a long spine. Your gaze is out past your mat. Now, fold forward for Uttanasana. Spine is long, gaze is to the back of the mat. Again, if you can't reach the floor, you can put blocks under your hands. You can put your hands on your shins. Let's roll up for Tadasana. Bring your hands to your side, roll those shoulders up and back. Forward palms, fingers spread. Take a breath here. Urdhva Hastasana, bring your arms up overhead, palms face, shoulders are still down. Or you can clasp your hands into steeple mudra. Stand here a second. Ground your feet. You can curl up your toes and feel the balls and heels of your feet grounding into the mat. Then place those toes down again and feel all corners of your feet rooting into that mat for stability. Now let's arch back a little bit, look up, Feel that stretch in your shoulders, in your back, and swan dive down. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Look up, and again, you can step back, float back to plank, and we're gonna go to chaturanga, and if you can't do chaturanga, just bring your whole body down to the mat. For chaturanga, you want to bring your elbows right to your sides, elbows are at 90-degree angle, back is flat, and then you can either come up to cobra, where your body is on the mat, and your chest is up, or you can come to upward facing dog, chest up, feet are rolled onto the tops of the feet are on the mat, legs are off the mat, shoulders roll back, opening your chest to the sky. Roll over your feet back to downward facing dog. Let's flow. Right leg up, straight, push that heel out. Bring your pinky toes, point your pinky toe to the mat to keep your hips square. And now bring your knee underneath, come to plank and bring that knee to your forehead, round the spine. Come back up, three-legged dog. Place that foot in between your hands. Take a moment to align your body. Leg is straight, heels pushing back, knee is over the ankle. Now you want to bring that back foot into a 45-degree angle. Let's do Warrior Virabhadrasana 2. Cartwheel those arms up, sit into that leg, arms out in a T. You're facing forward, your gaze is over your front fingertips. Back leg is straight, torso is stacked. Reverse your posture. Come out first and then up and over. You can lean that rest that left hand either on your thigh or on your shin. Let's call it your calf. Keep that lean. Keep that seated position up front. The bent leg still is over the ankle. Come back to Warrior 2 and down for extended side angle. Arm on your leg, arm up or overhead. You can bring that down another level by putting your hand down in front of your foot. Arm is still overhead, straight overhead, or over your head with your fingers pointing forward. If you want to do a bind, bring your right arm underneath, your left arm over your back. You can clasp your wrist, you can clasp your hands. Make sure that hip is aligned with your feet. You don't want to push your hips back. Look up. Release wherever you are, bring your hand to the outside of your foot, straighten that leg for triangle. Once again, arm comes up, look up, or bring your arm overhead. Do what's comfortable for your body. I'm giving you options. You want to be able to give yourself what feels good in your body, but give yourself the best stretch. Come up to Warrior 2 one more time. And now we're going to lean forward. We're going to place that right hand in front of our foot, push off that back left leg, come into half move, Ardha Chandrasana. You can continue to keep your gaze looking at that right finger, right hand, or you can bring your gaze up to your left. If you can't reach the ground, bring a block under your hand. And if you lose your balance, just bring your hand down, bring it back up, bring your foot down, bring it back up. Falling is part of life. Press that heel to the back wall to energize and lengthen that leg. Bring your hand back down. Let's revolve the posture. Left hand in front of the foot. Right hand comes up. Look up, look down. Advance where you can. Let's take 3 breaths here. Bring that glute up to keep your hips as square as possible. Roll that top shoulder to the ceiling. One more breath. Bring your hand down around your foot. Put that left foot back down. Now your toes are curled under and they're facing front. We're going to lift to high crescent lunge. Bring your arms up, both feet face forward. That right knee is still aligned over that right ankle. If you have to bend your knee, bend your knee. If you want to straighten it, or if you want to figure out how to straighten it, pull again, pull that heel to the back wall. Breathe here. Feel that stretch in your lower back in this position. Let's come down. Bring that right foot back to meet the left. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push back down, downward facing dog. Let's tackle the left side. Three-legged dog, left leg up. Bring the knee to the chest, come into plank, round the back. Come back up, three-legged dog. This time, place your left foot between your hands. Take a moment here to feel the alignment. Knee over ankle, back leg straight. Place that right foot at a 45-degree angle. Cartwheel the arms up to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. You're sitting down with your hips and legs, but you're pulling the torso up. You want to feel length everywhere. Gaze is once again over that front hand. Take another breath in here. Shoulders come down. We're going to reverse warrior. Arm palm up. Lean out first, then up and over to the back. Rest that hand on your calf or thigh. Look up to that left arm, up to the ceiling. Maintain that bend in the knee. Feel the opening on the left-hand side, the left ribs. Come back into warrior two. Out first, then down for extended warrior. Once again, elbow on the thigh, hand on the floor. You can have your hand up to the ceiling or over your head. And lastly, we can do a bind here. Left hand comes under the leg, right hand over the back. Clasp hands, clasp the wrist. Pull that shoulder to the sky and look up. Round that back foot into all four corners of your foot into the mat. Come back up to warrior two. Now this time, you're going to lower down, bring that hand in front of the foot, push off that back leg, and now we're in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Look up to the sky if you can. If not, keep your gaze to the hand if it makes you lose your balance to look up. That heel pushes back to the back wall to energize and straighten the leg. You're trying to stack your hips one on top of the other and your shoulders one on top of the other. Let's revolve the posture by bringing that right hand down in front of the left foot. Pick your left arm up to the sky and look over to the left. Pick up that left shoulder. Firm that right glute so it stays in line with your hip and you stay in this posture without losing your balance. Okay, now we're gonna bring that left hand down, bring your right foot down. Curls are turned under, both toes point forward, rise to high crescent lunge. And straighten that back leg. If it's in your practice, you're gonna feel that stretch on the entire front and sides of your right leg. Come down, hands around the front foot. Left foot comes back to meet your right. And vinyasa. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. One more time, we're gonna bend those knees, look up, float between your hands. Pull your back straight up and out. Fold forward and come up, Urdhva. Take a breath here. Let's sit back into chair, Utkatasana. The weight of your body is in the heels of your foot. You can pick up the balls of your feet and still balance. Knees and feet are together. Pull your tailbone under. Pull that navel into your spine. Shoulders are back and down. Look forward. Drishti gaze. Take a few breaths here. A little deeper if you can. Now come into your tiptoes for fierce pose and bring those hips further down to the ground. Now let's sit down. We've been standing on our feet for a little while. Let's work on our core now. Roll down to your back slowly, vertebrae to vertebrae until you hit your head on the mat. Your feet are flat, hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind your head, shoulders wide. Pull up your shoulders in your head. Just stay here a moment. Don't move, don't pulse, just stillness and hold. Feel your back and lower back root into the mat. The move is not from your neck, it's from the torso. Pull that navel into the spine. Now take your feet off the ground with your knees bent. You want a 90-degree angle so that your calves are parallel to the mat. Now we're going to move up and down, up and down. 10 more times. 3, don't let those shoulders hit the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, hold up. Hold your body up. Now let's pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold, stay here. We're going to bicycle now. 1, 2, you pull the legs straight and as close to the ground as you can as you straighten them. Once again, keep those shoulders up. If you possibly can, you want both shoulders off the ground as you are twisting for this yogi bicycle. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's straighten your legs. If you can't straighten your legs, keep those knees bent. Keep going. You're still working yourself out. You're still strengthening that core, which is crucial to our good health, especially if you suffer from any kind of low or middle back pain. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feet face the ceiling. Hold that body up again. Stay here. Now bring your head down. You can bring your hands flat, your palms flat on the ground with your arms alongside your body. You can keep your hands behind your head. We're just going to pick up our lower back, our sternum. It's not going to be a big move. This is just crunching into those very low muscles. And you don't want to come back as much as you want to come up. Let's do 10 here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull your knees in. Get a little movement for your lower back. Move your head side to side. And let's just roll like a ball 3 times. 1, 2, see, try not to touch your feet and try not to touch your head. This is 2, and I just touched my feet. This is going to be 3. All right, let's hang here a moment. Get your hands and place them underneath your knees. Bring your feet up again to a 90-degree angle. We're going to do chair. My favorite. No, we're not going to do chair. We're going to do both. Both's my favorite. It just really works everything in a way that other core exercises do not. Hands out by the sides of your feet. Now, if you stay here or straighten your legs. Your body is now in a V position. Arms face forward, chest is to the sky, lift it. Straighten the legs, look up, pull that navel into the spine and just breathe here. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Place those feet down, hands around the shins. Roll the back down and away. Bring your head towards your knee. Just stretch a moment here. We're going to come to our feet and forward fold. Look up, fold, roll up, look up, arms up, swan dive down. Forward fold, look up, bend your knees and float back into chaturanga. Upward facing dog, press back, downward facing dog. Right foot up, 3-legged dog. This time when you come forward into plank, take that right knee to the right elbow. Come back up, left knee, right knee, left elbow. Come back up. Bring that foot in between once again. Place your foot down. 45-degree angle on that back foot, warrior 1. Put your hands on your hips for a moment and bring the right hip back and the left hip forward. Arms up, look up. Bring the arms back down, around behind you, clasp the hands. Push down with those fists, look up and press that torso out and then down. The shoulder is inside that right leg. Arms up overhead. Look down, neck long, humble warrior. Release the hands. Come back up to warrior 1. Tuck those toes under for high crescent lunge. Arms back for airplane pose. Lean your body forward and then come up for airplane. If you want to, let's do warrior three by bringing those arms forward and then hands down. Just a quick little standing splits. Yeah, no one gets very high here, mostly because you have to keep your hips square by pointing that pinky toe to the mat. But keep your legs straight, pull that head into your standing leg, and pull from the glute that left leg up to the sky. Bring your left foot to your right. Once again, Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Rise up. Arms overhead. Lean back. Come up straight. Swan dive down. Chest up. Look up. Bend the knees. Float between your hands. Pull that chest way up and out. Back to downward facing dog. Left leg up. Come to plank, left leg, left elbow. Back up, come forward, left leg, right elbow. Back up, come forward between your hands. Place the foot. Back foot is now at a 45-degree angle. Come up to warrior one. Once again, try to align those hips, left back, right forward. Back foot is pressing into the mat. Left knee is aligned over the ankle. Arms up overhead. Bring your arms down behind you, clasp your hands, pull your arms down to the ground. Shoulders and head come back with it. Now out with this torso and over and down. Now the left shoulder is on the inside of the left knee. They're pushing against each other for resistance. That fist comes overhead. Humble warrior. Head is long, neck is long. Hips are aligned with the feet. And you feel that stretch in your shoulders and in also the strengthening of that hamstring of the left leg. Two more breaths here. Come back up, warrior one. Now you're going to point those back toes forward, toes curled under, lean forward, arms back in airplane position, press up from that right leg, and then airplane. Bring your arms up into warrior three, or stay in airplane, come down to standing split. Once again, point that pinky toe and the right foot down. Bring your head all the way down to your leg as far as you can, that standing leg. Make sure the spine is long. Head is hanging. Bring your foot back down. Roll up the spine. Arms up. Swan dive down. Look up. Bend the knees. Float back. Chaturanga. Stay here a second in chaturanga. Push back up to plank. Down to chaturanga. Push up to plank. Down to chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Stay here in plank. Squeeze those glutes. Engage the quads. Navel into the back. Arms long. Palms rooted, palms and fingers rooted to the ground. Now, take your left hand under your face, stack your feet, and come to the side-for-side plank. Right arm is up. If this is difficult, put your knee down. Put your left knee down. If you want to advance the posture, scissor that leg up, your top leg. 3 more breaths. Come down, right hand in the middle. Stack your foot over, excuse me. Stack your left foot over your right foot. Arch, make sure, arch those hips up. You're getting the obliques here. And once again, put your knee down on the ground, your right knee. To modify and to advance, scissor that foot up. Look up to the sky. Stack those hips, stack those shoulders. 3 more breaths here. Foot down, come back to plank, push back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look up, float between your hands. Let's sit down. Bring your feet straight out and forward you into Paschimottanasana. Arms up. Give your hands, push your hands behind you just to give your spine a lift. Now bring your arms up. And with a long spine, fold out and then over. Put your hand wherever is comfortable, whether it's on the side of your knees, on top of your thighs, around your feet, holding your ankles, bend your knees if you have to. This is a stretch for the entire back of the body. As long as you feel that, you're doing the posture. The spine is long though, and the neck is long. The gaze is to the legs. Stay here a moment. Breathe. Often we're in a stretch, we stop breathing. I don't know why that is. And that's not a good thing to do. One more breath here. When you inhale, you lengthen. When you exhale, you deepen. Now roll up that spine slowly. Sit up straight, arms out forward in front of you straight, and vertebra by vertebra, slowly lower yourself back down to the mat completely. Bend your knees and pull your right knee into your body. Lengthen out that left leg. Now you can either place it on the floor or just let it hover a couple of inches off the ground. Grab the bottom of the foot with your hands and straighten that right leg. Pull that straight leg to the back of the room. You can straddle out your foot and then cross that foot over, that bent knee over to the other side of the room. Make sure both those shoulders stay down to the ground. Look to the right. Let's do the other side. Bring your knees in first. Now straighten out that right leg. Grab the bottom of your left foot, straighten out your left leg. Pull that left leg towards the floor, towards the back of the room. Bring your head up if you'd like to meet it. Now bend that knee, cross it over to the right side. Place the left hand flat. Your both shoulders are on the ground. Look left. Pull the knee right down and right. Come back to center. Let's do plow. If you're new to the position, you can just pop your butt up and hang on to your lower back. Let your knees dangle, your legs dangle as far as they will go. Otherwise, if you like plow, you know you can do plow. Tuck those toes under over your head.
Straighten your legs. You can bring your hands to the mat. Or you can bring your hands to the feet. Whatever works better for you. Roll down. Take 3 minutes for Savasana. Feet at the corners of the mat, arms alongside your thumbs out.